Okay, so let's start. We're going to do Shemot Tet, right? So we discussed that there's a Yakut Shimoni that says Vehine Hasene Boed Bayesh, right? That the burning bush, or the bush is being burned, consumed by fire. Hakadosh Baruch Hu says, right? Ali de Sina, because of the hatred that the brothers had for Yosef, they're going down to Mitzrayim. Well, they went down to Mitzrayim already, right? And Ubishbilo, the Midrash says, and for Yosef, I'm going to reveal myself in the bush, and I'm going to redeem them. Shenemad Ga'alta Bizroa Amecha, but Bnei Yaakov Yosef Sela. Right, the Ga'alta Bizroa, I'm going to redeem you with force. Right, Bnei the children of Yaakov and Yosef Sela. So again, what does the Midrash say? That you have the burning bush. Hashem says because of the sinah that the brothers have for Yosef, I brought him down to Mitzrayim, and because of Yosef, I'm showing myself in this bush, and I'm gonna remove them. And it brings the pasuk in Tehillim that says, "Ga'alta bizroa amecha b'nei Yaakov Yosef Sela," right? That based on I'm going to redeem with bizroa, with strength, your nation b'nei Yaakov Yosef Sela. Good. We have three questions. The first one is, what does the bush have anything to do with hatred? You want to say the sinah that the brothers had for Yosef? Very nice and very true. But what does that have to do with a bush, right? And also, why does the pasuk say, the Midrash is bringing this? By the way, we didn't tell them to select this pasuk. The Midrash wrote this pasuk, which means that there's a reason, But what does the pasuk say? The children of Yaakov and Yosef Sela, right? How does the Midrash prove through this pasuk that it's only Yosef? The reason why I'm bringing him out is because of Yosef. Maybe it's also partially because of Yaakov. The pasuk specifically says both names, Bnei Yaakov, the Yosef Sela. How do you know it's only the zechut of Yosef and maybe not Yaakov also? And the third question is, what does the bush have to do with Yosef specifically? We asked also, what does the bush have to do with hatred of the brothers? But what is the bush? It says, because of that, I'm revealing myself in the bush, and I'm going to redeem them. So what does the bush have to do with being Yosef and Geulah? So the Zera Shimshon says that you must say that the purpose of the Midrash is to answer specifically why did Hashem Hakadosh Baruch Hu appear to Moshe inside the Seneh and not any other place? Why specifically this bush and not any other place? Right. So again, we bring the Megaleh Amokot that says the Seneh is Lashon Sinah. Sinah means hatred. Seneh is a bush, right? And Sinah is hatred. So because Seneh has the same connotation of Sinah, therefore, the galut. So that's why you show it to him. Why? Because the galut to show that the galut of Mitzrayim came because of the avon of Mechirat Yosef, right? And what does the Megaleh Amakot say? That because the Shevatim, each one of the 10 Shevatim caused 22 years of mourning for Yaakov, each one had to pay 10 years, right? And we got 220 years. But he also says,
each one did 22 years of each 10 brothers.
right, 10 brothers, 22 years each brother, because so that's 220 years. Take another 10 off, the Megaleh Hamakot says, for mooting outside, right, for dying outside of Israel, because there's a lot of kapara that comes with that. So you're left with what? 210 years. And that's why he showed him in the Senate to be Romez, to hint to you the reason the Galut is specifically for the Sinah, that sound like each other. And now that the 210 years have been fulfilled and they're taken up, now it's time to come out of Mitzrayim.
Also, the sin'ah he read. So I missed that before. It's the sin'ah lashon is linked to the brothers and the years.
Yes,
and that closes
exactly.
that in?
Right, because now the Seneh is showing the Sinah. Why did we get to this mess in the first place? Because of the hatred. And now that the time is over, that's very nice.
So he wrapped that up with the initial midrash.
Right. So he showed that the reason why the bush, because of the sinah that happened, and now that the sinah is over, because of why did it start with? Because of the galut, because of the sin of the brothers, which each one owed 10 years or 22 years, right? Because that's how long Yosef and Yaakov were apart, and therefore 220 years minus 10 years, because each one of the 10 died outside of Israel. They all died in Mitzrayim, right? We call Adorahu. And therefore it should be 210. And now Hashem is telling Moshe that 210 is up, and now it's time to go. Now it's time to go. But you have a question, because that's not the only reason we attribute the Galut of Mitzrayim. We brought another opinion, right? The Lev Aryeh lived in 1600 that brought the Galei Razah. Galei Razah was a student of Rabbi Chaim Vital, or the Arizah. I'm not sure which one, but it's the same family, same generation. He says that the reason why the Galut Mitzrayim happened was because Yaakov brought the word, the lashon of Targum inside the Torah, because when the Torah records what Yaakov and Lavan, right, when Lavan chases Yaakov, he catches up to him 3 days, and he tells him, why did you leave me? This and that, Rahel with the terafim, all that stuff. That's why she's buried by, because Yaakov made a neder that whoever took the terafim from you should die, and he didn't realize that it was Rahel. Right, so when they went through all that drama, they made a pact. Right, they made a treaty, and Yaakov calls the place, right, Galed, but Lavan calls the place Yegar Sahaduta, which mound of testimony. And mound of testimony is Aramaic, and it doesn't belong to the Torah because Yaakov caused it to be brought in the Torah, which I'm sure has a lot of different. I'm sure you have to take it way more than face value, because the fact of, if the whole world was created from the Torah and everything's in the Torah, and remember the Torah was one word. Originally, the Torah was one whole one word, okay, until it was split up. But that just shows you that what it says in the Zohar, that Hashem looked at the world, looked at the Torah, and made the world, right? Istakel be'oraita ubara alma. So it shows you that if you rearranges the words, you create a whole new world. So the fact that Lavan said this and put it in there, and Yaakov is the cause, there must be some tikkun that's needed. Okay, and therefore, that's why, according to Galei Raza, why the Galut Mitzrayim happened originally. And we even have a hint, because we have in Parashat Vayishlach, where it says that the brothers look up and they see the Ishmaelim coming from Gilad, right? What's Gilad? It's really Galed, same place, right? And that's the place that Yaakov caused Lavan to say the word, the Aramaic words that entered into the Torah. And that's why we say when we do the Bikurim, when we give to the Kohen, we say Arami Oved Avi. Right, that they tried to destroy my father. What does that mean? The Arami, the Aramean. It's not Aramean. It's Aramaic, specifically Aramaic. Right, Lashon Arami, because and that, if you look at the Haggadah, it's Vayered Mitzrayma. Why Mitzrayma? Just say Mitzrayim to show you that because of the Aramaic that caused us to go down to Mitzrayim. Right, we also say in the Haggadah, Anus al pi hadibur. We're forced by the word. What word? The word that Lavan brought into the Torah that caused by Yaakov. So you see that there's two different opinions why this happened. So if that's true, there's more than one opinion. Then the question comes back. The original question comes back. Why did Hashem reveal Himself in a seneh? Because originally we said seneh sinah. Very nice. But now you give me a completely different reason. So what we didn't answer. So therefore, because we had this question, that's why the Midrash comes and it finishes by saying, Ubishbilo ani nigle baseneh, that because of Yosef, I'm going to reveal myself in a seneh, to tell you, even if you want to assume that there's another reason why the Galut happened, that's fine. But the reason why they're going to come up and they're going to be redeemed is only going to be from Yosef. Yosef nigalu, they're going to be taken out. Why, by the way, that Yosef had this thing? Because he maintained his identity unequivocally. He didn't want to speak Lashon Mitzri at all. And we have proofs. We have Eshe Potifar calling him Ish Ivri. We have, what's his name, right? Sad Mashkim also saying, Na'ar Ivri. Right? Everybody knows him as the Ivri. Why? Because he never spoke the language. Right? That and even his language we don't even understand. Except what do we have? We know that when your Paro wanted to sit with Yaakov, to sit and talk after the dreams, Gabriel comes and teaches Yosef all 70 languages in order that he could save face in front of Paro. And this way he knows that he's equally as smart as Paro. Right? But besides that time of him Paro talking to Yosef, he tried never to speak Aramaic, only spoke in Hebrew. And then we said, but what do you mean? He ran the whole country. How's that possible? We said Menashe's son, he would speak to Menashe in his ear. That's the way the king did. The king would talk to the Mitargem, and the Mitargem would speak up. So therefore, he never had to speak. He only had to speak Lashon HaKodesh because there was always somebody there that was Menashe's son. He would talk to him, and Menashe would talk to the people. Okay, and that's why it says, Vayomer Yosef Elechav Ani Yosef. This is why Yosef tells the brothers, I am Yosef. Why I am Yosef? I'm specifically Yosef. I'm talking to you in Lashon HaKodesh. You should know me. No one else knows this language but me. Right? But what does he tell them? He tells them, go get daddy. The Midrash says, V'higadchem le'avi et kol kivodi. Tell my father all the kavod that is given to me. Umihartem vehoratem et avi hena. Go hurry and bring daddy down. Why? To tell him, so the Zera Shimshon said, what does that mean, hurry and bring him down? To tell him, don't worry from the galut that he caused, the Yaakov caused by bringing the Aramaic word into the Torah. right? Because why? Because whatever was pagam through the Aramaic word, I am mitaken because I never changed my language. I was in the fire. I was in Mitzrayim. I always kept quiet, and I only spoke my way, right? And it answers the other question: why dafka sineh? Because it says bishbilo, and for him, for Yosef, I'm going to be niglab. I'm going to reveal myself in the sineh, and I'm going to redeem them. Why? Lefisha, because they are the children of Yaakov, caused the galut, whichever way you want to call it. By the way, you want to look at it as the Mechirat Yosef. You want to look at it as Yosef allowing Lavan to speak Aramaic. Either way you want to look at it,
Or
right? Either or, whichever way you want to look at it, they were the ones that caused the galut to happen. But who's going to be who's mitaken both issues? Yosef, and bizchuto and in his zechut nigalu. Right? That's the pasuk that says Bnei Yaakov Yosef Selah. And what does Rashi say on this pasuk? Is he sees the seneh because so a completely different answer. He says just like the seneh is burning and doing my will, and he's not getting consumed, even though naturally that's what got Moshe's attention in the first place, that it's burning but it's not being consumed. So just like that way, he's telling Moshe, you go and do my shelichut, and you'll be fine, right? And even you could also say that Yosef, that was in Mitzrayim in the Makom of Tum'ah, he was careful to watch himself from being hurt, all right, from being intermingled and assimilated. He didn't change his name and he didn't change his language. And therefore, Bishbilo, specifically in his Zechut, Hashem is showing Moshe in the Seneh, because look at the Seneh, look at the bush, it's burning, it's not getting consumed. So too, Yosef HaSadiq was in Mitzrayim and he also wasn't consumed. Baruch Adonai L'olam,
by the way,
amen,
it's
amen.